Hey guys, welcome back. Want to show you kind of a crazy data recovery that we got into here. Kind of just to show you sometimes the extent of things that you got to go to get the job done. And that's what we do here. Do whatever needs to be done to get customer satisfied and get whatever the job is, get it done for the customer. In this case, this was a Sony laptop. It doesn't look like a Sony laptop, but basically you got the palm rest over here. You got the base over here and the LCD, and this is all in pieces. It's pretty much of a mess. What happened here is his computer wasn't working for the gentleman, and he took it to a shop, and basically they told him no, they could not be repaired. And from there, I mean, it's kind of an older computer, so really not a big deal. But he wanted his data, so he asked to have a data recovery on it or backup of the stuff on his hard drive, and then they told him they couldn't do that either. That's when he showed up here and he gave me kind of the story. So I hadn't opened the computer or anything like that, so I didn't think a big deal. I said, well, it's got a hard drive. We'll take it out, put it on a dock, put it on an adapter, and we'll get your stuff for you. Little did I know, Sony has a habit of doing these kind of crazy setups and proprietary, cables and setups and stuff like that. That when you are in trouble, then it becomes really a headache to get something done. So when we took this apart, I took a look at this right here. Is the hard drive. It's a Toshiba SSD, which is fine and dandy. I noticed a kind of different connector there. It's not the standard SATA connector, but I figured we'll go online and we'll find a connector. But I look a little deeper, and if you look at this, you see two layers there. Basically, this is two SSDs, kind of like a little sandwich. You got one connector right there, and then there's another connector. I don't know if you can see this, but basically on the other side, and you see that Y ribbon is the one that goes into the motherboard there. So number one, of course, is a proprietary ribbon. And I said, well, we'll take out the hard drives and read them. But looking further, I find out that these two hard drives, or SSD drives, are in a RAID 0 configuration. What that means is this was done for performance. That's why there's two of them. Basically, the computer writes to both of them at the same time. Writes to one, another piece to the other. So the information is split between the two drives. So just taking a drive out and reading it gives you pretty much nothing because all the information is not there. It's divided up. So the only option was to try to get this to read in the actual configuration. And the easiest solution to that would be to get this computer up and running. So basically that's what we go for. Try to get the computer up and running. We find that we have a connector over here. This was the actual initial board, and this connector here. And I'm sure this happened where he initially took this. Very difficult for this to break by itself. So this is the power connector, and you can see there it's pretty much trashed. So we couldn't get it to power up due to that issue right there. So we had to go on eBay and find ourselves another board, a used board, just to get this thing up and running. I mean, this computer's going to be no good because it's in pieces, the LCD's broken, things everywhere. So we order a board, comes in, we think we're ready to roll, and then we notice that the ribbon that goes, this is the ribbon that goes in that same socket, this thing is trashed as well. So they probably just, kind of forced it in and just demolished this ribbon. Yeah. So we wind up getting another ribbon. They're out there on eBay. We get the ribbon. Another week goes by, or another 3 to 4 days goes by. We put it together. The thing turns on for about a minute, shuts down. So now the unit's overheating. Could be the fan, could be the heat sink. I mean, we've done a rig here to try to keep it cool. Put some copper shims under there, but still running hot. So the other option, or the solution I kind of found here, was I just basically ran my, this is what we use to clean the computers inside. I mean, this is like a turbine fan. Actually too powerful for what we need. So basically I just ran that on top of here, and yeah, it dropped the temperature down enough where it's actually, running, up and running, and we can actually just, transfer for the data. I did about half of the data. Now I kind of just shut it down, wanted to do this video. If I have that fan blowing, you won't be able to hear me. So otherwise I'd show you that, it's up and running. So basically I wanted to show you guys some, crazy things that are going on over here, and to show you also, the persistence and commitment we have to getting the job done. And getting whether it be data, whatever solution that you need, we'll go all out, whatever we need to do to get, the job done. So anything you need, PCs, laptops, desktops, iPhones, iPads, virus-proof computers, any problems you have, if it's got a chip in it, bring it to PC 911.